I want to learn how to grow oyster mushrooms using straw and grain spawn. You can get grain spawn from any large mushroom grower. This is Golden Oyster Mushrooms from North Spore. And then I also have the pink oyster mushrooms as well. These are 3-pound bags, and so I'm going to do 1.5 pound per 20 pounds of wet pasteurized straw. And the way I'm going to be doing that is going to be using this lawnmower, chopping up some straw, putting it into the drum. 6 grams of calcium hydroxide per gallon, so that's 32 gallons. We're looking at about 200 grams of calcium hydroxide per drum. I have 2 of these drums. I cut open a beer can to measure out this calcium hydroxide. It's corrosive to your skin. You don't want to breathe it in, you don't want it on your hands or your eyes. It raises the pH of the water, so you'll soak the straw in that solution for 24 hours. Raises the pH of the water so high that it kills bacteria and hopefully mold spores. Once that's done, after 24 hours, lay out the straw, mix the amount of grain spawn within, and start bagging in U-line chew bags and let it sit in darkness for about 2 weeks and let that inoculate. Part 2 is working on the straw right now and just chopping it up with a lawnmower. It's about 27-pound straw bales, 28. So I broke them up into 4 pieces, assuming that it'd be 6 pounds dry weight versus 20 pounds wet weight. I put it on a certain level, so I mean I'm not really hitting anything, no grass or anything. I've already pre-mowed the grass, so I'll never go down to that level where I've mowed the grass at. And this is like an auto bagger. So I think I'm just gonna gather all the spread straw with my hands. Chopped up pretty good, I would say. I mean, this method doesn't need to be super clean because we're going to be killing all the germs. And mushrooms grow in nature, so it's not good to cut out nature. Don't worry, I'll eat the mushrooms if you guys don't want to. I just want to check how it's doing. Looking in the bag, oh, that's also a reason why it's not filling up as nicely. I guess straw fills up quicker. But yeah, that's definitely nice and chopped up straw we have here, and I think it's working properly. I've also filled up the 232 gallon with water, and I'm just waiting for the hydrated lime. Okay, quickly going to mix up the calcium hydroxide and the 32 gallon tubs at the back there. So I'm going to tear on this, so that's 0 grams. So I said about 200 grams, give or take a cup of that amount. I'm not supposed to breathe this in, so I'm going to be very careful and try not to talk much. It's kind of tasty like milk, but I won't drink that. And chopped up quarter of that first bale, start soaking it, putting it in the water. Have gloves on just because it dries your hands out and it's not good for you and it's an irritant. So these, I split basically the bale in half, put it in either side, and I'm keeping it just down with these lids, but it's soaking in that high pH or high, very alkaline solution, and that will take about 24 hours, and then in 24 hours I'll start laying it out, mixing it with the grain spawn, bagging it, and letting it stand for 2 weeks.